When we think we see other people doing all this and they say that it's hard, I look through like some videos like, oh, it's hard. They tell that, okay, yeah, it's definitely hard, you need to do that, you need to do this. And I used to think, oh damn, I'll do it all. It's not a big deal. I mean, I can do it. I mean, it can't be that bad. That's what my thought process was. But let me tell you, it is that bad. And no, it's not like you don't come through the other end, but you do come through the other end. But within like 2 days, you change so much, think so much, and there's so much to just accept and realize. It's very different. It's not like moving to another city in India. And every student or everyone who's coming here in Germany needs to realize that. Hey everyone, I'm Anisha. I'm studying here in Hamburg, Germany. I'm studying Masters in Physics. And I moved to Germany about a month ago to pursue it. Well, I'm here to talk to you about my journey and the whole process, and I am hoping that it helps you. Well, to get started with the whole idea of moving on to a new country, well, it started about 2 years ago. And it started with why not other country? Why just India? Why remain in the boundaries? It wasn't anything against my own country. It was just a decision to, fudge those boundaries and do something good. So it was a good idea back then, and it's definitely turned out to be a very good thing. But back then it seemed like this good idea. And yeah, so I started with all the countries. I jotted down everyone's names, and I tried to keep money as my first priority, because I did not want a big hole in my family's pocket for me to study. And I wasn't financially independent or in the place of taking any loan. So I decided that money will be my first priority, and I obviously wrote down all these country names, and I just slashed them right off my list where money was a big issue. Plus, I had 3 years of bachelor education, so most of the countries were not eligible again because they need 4 years of bachelor education. But then I landed up with a few countries in Northern Europe, out of which Germany seemed like a perfect option for me, so I chose it. Well, I think for everyone there are some personal reasons. Well, for me, Germany seemed perfect because everything was so orderly here. Everything had a way of happening. The basic thing was that research was very structured here in Europe. So I figured that I might as well be a part of it, right? So yeah, that is why I was so attracted to the whole idea of studying in Germany. And the cost, of course, it offers one of the lowest costs in the entire world to study. I mean, I pay 300 euros for my tuition fees, and that's all. Once I was sure about the countries, I had about 3-4 countries in my list, mostly from Northern Europe, which I wanted to apply for. Then I looked up at the universities. So how I chose universities was, I went into every country, like through internet, and searched up their top universities for physics masters, and these lists came up, which I then put it in an Excel and then made this list by country. Then I also put down their QS ranking, their THE ranking, and their ARWU ranking. Well, I want to put it out here that QS rank might not be the best way to rank universities here in Europe, because of a very simple reason. For example, my University of Hamburg, for physics itself, has 3 campuses. One, it is in West Hamburg, one is in Central Hamburg, and then one is in East Hamburg. QS ranking, what it does is it takes this criteria of campus size. You can't measure campus size if the campus is distributed throughout the city. So one of these things. And then other thing is that most of the research here in Germany is done in collaboration with some research institutions. Well, the University of Hamburg here works with DAISY, And similarly, Heidelberg University works with Max Planck Institution. So all of the universities are somewhat related to some research institutions whom they work with, and it becomes almost impossible to tell which papers were released with Daisy's name, which papers were released from University of Hamburg. So that's another factor. So if you're referring to US, it might not be the most reliable thing to do it. It might be helpful to look for rankings within Europe, or preferably within the country itself. But I was told that here in Hamburg, here in Germany, I mean, there is nothing like ranking of public universities, because most universities are at par, and you just need that. They're not necessarily better than one another. They're just for different specialization. So yeah. And then once I had this list of universities, I wanted to make sure that my documents were ready. So then I went on with documents. Well, most universities, you need your high school migration certificate, your 12th standards certificate, a letter of motivation, CV, and your bachelor transcript, bachelor degree. And many universities also accept just bachelor transcript and not bachelor degree in case you don't have one, but then you have to submit it later. Then they also ask for some sort of proof that you have had English if your course is in English. And yeah, I think that's it. Well, as far as this motivation letter and CV go, I wrote different letter of motivations for each application that I put in, because I wanted to make sure that it seemed like I'm putting my heart into this particular application, and not like a mass application thing where I just fill an application and then send it to everywhere. So I wrote different motivation letter for every university application that I did. Plus, I made my CV so that they know what they're looking at. So for example, in my CV, if I have a couple of projects, then I would put the projects that are more relevant to the university up first, and then the rest of the projects. So yeah, small changes like this, I think, really help. So once I had my list, I had about 10 universities in my list, and quite honestly, they were from 2-3 countries, and yeah. So I applied there. I did not want to, again, money was a priority for me. So I was going to this through this phase where I did not want to spend much or even on application process. And many countries even charge you money for applying. But the good thing about Germany is that there is no application fees. You just apply, and that's it. I applied to University of Bonn, University of Tübingen, University of Heidelberg, and University of Hamburg. I got accepted in 3, but I really botched my interview with the Heidelberg University. So, well, I did not get there. But yeah, I got in at rest of them, and it was fun knowing that, okay, someone out there in their offices who is a scientist thinks that you're worthy of studying this subject, which is really amazing. Hi. So, मैं तो जर्मनी जा रही हूँ, तो आपको कैसा लग रहा है इस बारे में?
अच्छा भी लग रहा है, बुरा भी लग रहा है। अच्छा इसलिए लग रहा है क्योंकि अभी तक दीदी और मैं शेयर रूम में रहते थे, और अब मेरा पूरा रूम अकेला होगा, और मेरा पूरा बेड भी मेरे पास होगा। और अब जो भी चीजें घर पे आया करेंगी वो सारी मेरी होंगी।
अच्छा, तो मतलब सब एकदम लेने का प्लान है?
हाँ, सारे दीदी के छोटे कपड़े जो दीदी यहाँ छोड़ के जा रही है वो मेरे होंगे।
अच्छा, और हील्स
भी मेरी होंगी।
अच्छा, और बुरा क्या लग रहा है?
दीदी जा रही है इसलिए मैं लूंगी एक बड़ा सा टेडी दीदी के जितना, और उसमें मैं उसके जो फेस होगा उसके जगह में लगाऊंगी दीदी की फोटो, और सब करके सोचूंगी।
अच्छा, तो मिलने नहीं आओगी?
आऊंगी, वीजा भी चाहिए था।
चलो ठीक है, मिलने आना। ओके,
बाय।
stuff for my second bag. My first bag had mostly clothes, which I showed earlier, and this is my second bag, the same model. And I'm taking mostly eateries and stuff to make food in, and spices and stationery items and all those things in this bag. Starting with my medical box, I have some basic medicines like some inhalers medicines and some paracetamol, because you can't buy over the counter medicines in Germany. Plus it's kind of good to have some basic bandage and first aid stuff with you. My grandma makes these cute little packing boxes, and I'm taking quite a few of them just so I can pack my stuff easily in the bags, and I can manage my stuff more easily there. I'm taking a few clothes to clean up my room and all there, some aprons because I like to paint, so I'm also taking some aprons to wear when I'm painting. I'm taking some stationery stuff, some pens, some pencils. These are some of my other clothes, some innerwears, some skirts, some tea bags. Tea is very important for me, so I'm taking this tulsi tea. It's very delicious. I use it with lemon tea. I'm taking 3 these microwavable bowls, which I can use for storing my curry, or even making my dough or anything. This is my fry pan. I'm taking it to for my milk, for tea and all those kind of stuff. This is my router, my internet lead, because my dorm provides me internet outlet and I have to use it there. This is some of my extra clothes, just to spread around on the bed when I'm eating, or so that I don't spill. This is one of my swimming costumes. This is some of my masalas. I'll quickly show. I think this is salt, some rice, some sugar. This is some spice mix called Kitchen King, and this is called Sauv Dhania. It's basically I don't know what it's in English, but and I'm also taking some long and some black pepper kernels, just in case if I need it someday. And I'm also taking some locks, like this lock for room and this one lock for locker and stuff, one chain and its keys. These are my belts. Over here I have I'm taking just one book. It's a very good book. It's a good thing to have. It has basically all the formulas and everything you need for revisions and quickly going through the concepts, so that's a good thing. I'm taking a notebook. I'm not taking much stationery because I figured that I'll eventually run out and I'll have to buy new, so I'll just get some. I'm taking some dry fruits and some biscuits and some snacks to snack on, and some Maggie, so I know I have food for a few days. And this is some of my cold, like winter stuff, some innerwear, some caps, and yeah, I'm taking these bathroom slippers. And so one thing that I came to know about Germany is that they use a lot of cobblestone in around the streets, so you can't really wear heels. I'm not taking any heels. I've kept a pair of shoes which I'll be wearing on the airport. I've kept these bathroom slippers for home. I've kept these bellies so I can sort of play around my outfits and wear something more feminine per se. Yeah, this is also another one of those packing kits that my grandma makes. कैसा लग रहा है?
दुख भी है लेकिन खुशी ज़्यादा है।
ओ I reached here. So yeah, my flight was on 30th, and my flight was with Vistara, landed around at 8:10 local time. So I was at Frankfurt Airport. From there, my train was at 12:42. From there, it took me about 5 hours. Like I waited from 8:10 to after getting my immigration and stuff done. I waited from 8:10 to I think 12:55, and from there I took the train. Then around 5:30 I reached in Hamburg. I'm here to talk about the experience. You know, when we think we see other people doing all this and they say that it's hard. Like, I don't know if this video is gonna go up on Bharat's channel, but I looked through like some videos, like, oh, it's hard. They tell that, okay, yeah, it's definitely hard. You need to do that. You need to do this. And I used to think, oh, damn, I'll do it all. It's not a big deal. I mean, I can do it. I mean, it can't be that bad. That's what my thought process was. But let me tell you, it is that bad. And no, it's not like you don't come through the other end, but you do come through the other end. But within like 2 days, you change so much. You think so much, and there's so much to just accept and realize. I mean, yeah, I did cry the first day because I couldn't figure out the internet of this place, and I couldn't talk to my parents, and it was getting late. They had to sleep, and I was kind of sad that I had to keep them awake just so they can, talk to me. And I cried because I was afraid that my parents didn't know where I was, and they must be tensed. And yeah, after that I didn't. But every time, like, it's been 3 days, but then just every time it gets dark or like goes to the time around like 10 in India, like when I start realizing that, okay, my parents probably won't be in connection with me and I still have to be awake for next like at least 3 hours, it starts hitting me, and I feel weird about it. Plus I feel like I need someone to be in connection with me, not constantly, but I have seen that I need to be doing something, indulging all the time. If I don't do it, if I say I'm on Instagram for say 10 minutes or like 15 minutes, and then I go over and watch a movie, say for 2 hours, I'll start feeling weird because I haven't talked to a person in so long. And yes, 2 hours is long for me. It is, and yeah. It does feel that way. I don't know if that is homesick, but yeah, that is the only weird feeling I've been having. Every time it gets closer to 10, like to this point where I know that half of the things that I could have done, it's like I feel like my protective measures are not going to work as efficiently as they could have when it was daylight. Obviously, I'm afraid of that because I'm in a new country and I don't know this place. It's not as easy as it looks when you say that, oh, I'm gonna go to another country. It's very difficult. It's very different. It's not like moving to another city in India. And every student or everyone who's coming here in Germany needs to realize that. As Indians, we are probably habitual to people talking in some language that we don't understand, and that's quite alright. But being in this country, I've never personally faced any racism or anything like that, but every time a person walks by, there's still this fear inside me that, oh, is this person gonna say something to me about how I am not well fit for this country? Or I hope the person doesn't hit me. I mean, yeah. And yeah, I mean, so that's how it is. I've made some great friends in the dormitory. I've been like here 3 days, but people have been very, very warm here, and it feels very great. Actually, it's very good out here. I mean, I go out, I feel great, and I come home before it gets dark or starts to get dark, and I want to keep it that way. I don't have anyone here to, get me out of situations that I got stuck in. I just have to do it on my own. But whatever said and done, it was amazing experience to travel all the way from India to here. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, so it was a very good experience. I hope this in some way helped you, and I hope that you look at it with some motivation in your eyes and think about how you want to do it too, and how you feel like doing it too, and how it is something that you want to do too. Coming abroad is not a big thing. I think it's okay to just come here, but then to come here with a good sentiment and to exist here with that same sentiment about your own country, about your own culture, and about you, and about the life you've lived up till now, it's hard, and it's okay, but it gets better. So yeah, I think that's all from me. Okay, bye, take care.